Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma here. It's Monday. As you normally know, as the title would say, it's an in-depth collection as we're getting into it. So won't beat around the bush and let's get straight into things. So the collection in depth, we finished the last episode off here with Rendition. So we're going to move on to these two shelves here. So there's a lot to go in. So, as always, you'll have to bear with me. So, first we have Reno 911. I've watched this once. My friends hyped it up a lot. I thought it was a pile of rubbish. This possibly is one I may consider for the Purge pile, or I may keep it. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to get rid of many movies. It's like series I'm never going to watch or stuff. But then we have a very old edition of The Replacement Killers. Chow Yun-fat there, Mina Savari. So as you can tell, it's quite a very old style case. Then we have Replicant from Jean-Claude Van Damme. As you can see, there's labels on it, so I have not seen it. Then we have Repo Men. Very interesting story I do like Forrest Whitaker. Jude Law's alright as well. Then we have Repo, the Genetic Opera. This is you may know the main bloke is Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is kind of a rock opera turned stage show, turn film, turn idea. It's very, very good and out there. It doesn't have very popular music, but it's very rocky. So if you're into rock and that, and you'll like this. Then we have Rescue Dawn, a very early movie from Christian Bale, where I believe it says it's a true story, gets shot down and he becomes a prisoner of war. Apologies. And then we have Reservoir Dogs Special Edition. This is the one I picked up recently this year, I think for £1. So very good. I normally re-watch most of the stuff I get. That's one of the ones I haven't watched. Then we have Season 1 of Resident Alien. Big fan of Alan Tudyk, in a lot of Disney movies. Really good series. The first series was good. The second series maybe a bit too long, but I'm still holding in that the third series will bring it back in. Then we have Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich. Obviously probably one of the films that blew up her career after Fifth Element. So as you can see, there's a lot here. So we have 1, 2, Extinction, so number 3. Retribution, which is number 4. Afterlife, number 5. And the final chapter, I feel like there was maybe more. I feel like maybe I'm missing one, but okay, let me know in the comments below. Am I missing one? And then we have some of the animated ones. So we have Regeneration. Got to get that label off. Obviously, I leave the labels on my items until I've watched them. That way I know. And Resident Evil Damnation. I don't mind the animation ones. They're a fun little turn your brain off and watch. Right, Returner wants to not return to the pile, so let's move everything on here. Are you like me? Do you shove everything in? And obviously with the collection, right, so we have Returner. This is not a manga, this is a Japanese film, I think, about time travel and stuff. Or that, quite good if memory serves right, but it's been a long time since I've watched that. Then a series I got for my wife, so Revenge. Obviously you may recognise the main lady as Agent 13. She is obviously the Marvel Universe. She popped into Winter Soldier and obviously was in Captain America. So Revenge Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and she never got round to finishing Season 3, so that's why we don't have Season 4. Rex, bought this film, really want to see it, as you see the labels on it. Unfortunately, because of my dog, he likes to bark, I don't get to watch many dog films without him going crazy. Then we had Rod Gilbert and the award-winning mince pie. So I do love mince pies. It's quite a good stand-up from him. Ricky and the Flash. I quite liked this movie. It's kind of oddball one that came out a fair few years ago about her kind of mum still being in a band and stuff, and the kind of relationship she had with her family. Then we have Ricky Gervais live. Obviously this is my wife, she's a big fan of his. I've slowly got into him over time. Then we have Ride Along. Not a bad film. I don't think I've seen 2 or even owned 2, as you can tell. There you go, one for the probably girls riding in cars with boys. I quite like this. I am a big Drew Barrymore fan. I cannot remember the exact details of this movie. Rise of the Guardians, probably a good Christmas movie to watch up about now. So I do like the designs of this. I thought the story could have been a little bit better, but not bad. And then I would say I found this very disappointing. R.I.P.D. I know they've done a second one. I've not seen that, so I cannot comment. Then we go on to this pile. If I can get it out. So we start with first Rising Sun, a movie I watched many years ago. Cannot remember anything about it because I was probably about 15 or 16 when it came out and when I watched it. But there we go. Roadhouse. Only watched this up to about 2 years ago. I actually really like this one. I know they're doing a remake of it. I'm interested. I know obviously Peter Griffin quotes it a lot in Family Guy. Then you have good old Paul Walker there. Roadkill. I like Steve Zahn as well. And Lily Sabritsky, if that is how you pronounce that. I quite liked this. The whole Roadkill trucker. And then obviously they brought out a second one. I don't think I've seen this. I picked this up at a charity shop, or maybe a car boot. So it's got no labels on it. Road to Perdition. Never seen. Tom Hanks movie, gangster one. Gangsters are not always my go-to ones. I do enjoy them, but just have to be in the right frame of mind. Robin Hood, Men in Tights. I thought this was okay. I missed this when it's kind of come out at the cinema and stuff, and back in the day, and I just don't find it that funny. I do like it when he, went on to the Saw movie and that, but that's just me. Now this is my Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Love this movie. Obviously it's PG. Did quite like it. Very young Kevin Costner and a very young Morgan Freeman. And obviously, good old Christian Slater there, and Sheriff of Nottingham, and I can't remember, Alan Rickman, that's it. And then we have Robin B. Hood, a Jackie Chan movie that I've not seen, and you can see how long I've had it because the label's faded. The newer Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. Never seen it. I've had a few friends who've watched it. I think one of my best mates walked out the cinema watching it, but I will get around to watching it. Robinson Crusoe, me and my wife did like this, a kind of cheesy animation movie, come out I think near COVID times, but it wasn't too bad. If I can then let's put them there. So first off we have RoboCop trilogy, so this is the first 3 movies. Obviously I didn't have them all, it was a cheaper way. Then we have what you would have seen recently, the Steelbook of the newer RoboCop, and then the just standard Blu-ray, but I do quite like the lithographs, so that's why I've kept it. I don't normally keep copies of more than one, but for this one, because I like that, I suppose I could put that round the 4K. We shall see. And then finally a Robot Chicken. Loved this back in the day, and Robot Chicken season 2. So very big fan of Seth Green's, and obviously loving toys and the funny skits that they do with them. Right, then we are down to the bottom shelf. Let's try and pull a few out so we can get there. So first off, obviously we continue on the Robot Chicken with Robot Chicken season 3. Season 4 popped out in a different order there. Then obviously they did some Star Wars ones, so I got that one, and episode 2 with a limited edition slip cover. Sorry, trying to get this bit hard to get down and to get comfortable. And then we have robots. I think Robin Williams in this. I thought this was alright as movies go, not the greatest. The Rocketeer, obviously you know I got the Q figure recently. Do love this movie. Maybe it is time to update it or to get a better figure. Then we have Rocket Man. Really like this. Taron Egerton. Rock and Roller. So Gerard Butler, I do like Gerard Butler. I do think he's a good actor. I do like Guy Ritchie movies. I didn't think this was, to be honest, this didn't really hit home with me. Maybe it needs a second watch. The favourite musical, I have seen this live 3 times. This is a great film. The film is a great film, and the stage show, if you ever get a chance to see it, I would definitely recommend this, Rock of Ages. Then we have School of Rock. This is kind of a documentary series about a music teacher and his students. I quite like this. A lot better than I was expecting. Obviously, rental copy I got from a cheap rental store back in the day when those were a thing. Then, for If the Girls Like Coyote Ugly, this to me would be the boy version. This is Rockstar, Mark Wahlberg, Mark Leo, Jennifer Aniston. A really, really good movie about a bassist singer being discovered. Then we have all the Rockies, so 1 to 5 and Balboa. Have seen all these. Obviously liked Milo Ventimiglia in Rocky Balboa. And yes, should I have Creed after that? I've kind of kept Creed separately because I think it is its own thing, even though it has the character. Role models, quite funny. Paul Rudd and Sean William Scott. Kind of near the end of Sean William Scott's kind of mainstream movies before he's kind of disappeared for a bit. Then we have Rollerball. Chris Klein trying to do something a bit action. I've never seen the original I think this is based on, so I can't do a comparison. Romance and Cigarettes. I think I bought this and watched it. I didn't rate it that well, in all fairness. Then we have Romance in the Stone and The Jewel of the Nile. Classic Michael Douglas movies from, I think, late 80s. I could be wrong. It might be early 90s, but I think it's late 80s. Romeo and Juliet, I saw this as a teenager with school. I quite like this movie. I thought it was a good adaptation. The very first film I ever bought on DVD, Romeo Must Dies. Rewatched it recently. I didn't think it actually lived up to the hype I thought it was. And then Ramesh Ranganation. Do find him quite funny. I know he's a bit everywhere. Me and my wife got into him a little bit, and as I've knocked everything over, this is the problem that people like me have. Apologies. Sorry about this. Let me just pull a load of these out, and then I can just put them in. Right, then we have Roni and Michele's high school reunion. Obviously about they pretend they're the maker of Post-it notes. It was alright. Kind of turn your brain off movie. Ronan, I can't recall it. I ended up with 2 copies. I think I got a spare one still to give away, but I think I watched it back in the day, but cannot remember it. Room, Brie Larson. Actually really liked this, about a woman and her daughter locked in a room and stuff. Very, very good. Very, very compelling. For what they had to work with, I thought it was very, very good. Rosemary's Baby. This is on my 100 list to watch. Yeah, I'm glad to have it in the collection. I'm glad I've seen it. It's not one I'm going to revisit anytime soon. Then we have Rough Night. So the Black Widow there, going on a night out with her friends, it goes horribly wrong. Then Rounders, a very early Matt Damon film. Cannot remember it. I've seen it. And then Rubber. Has anyone seen this movie about a killer tyre? Me and my friend watched a trailer of this when we watched another film many years ago, and then I hunted it down. It is a really bad movie, but it's kind of good, it's bad. But there we go. Right, then we carry on with Rules of Engagement. Tommy Lee Jones and Samuel L. Jackson. Can't really remember much of it. Rules of Engagement, the TV series, as you might recognise David Spade and Patrick Warburton there. I thought this was alright. I think this run for a few series, but this is the only one they released like they normally like to do. Runaway, I actually really like this movie. A big fan of, obviously, the guy who played RoboCop back there. I quite like how this was shot. Joel Kinnaman, that's his name. And the shooting and how it kind of goes aerial view and then goes down into parts of the city. There's stuff like that that I feel we need a bit more of, a bit more creativity. Runaway Brides. Quite like this movie. Obviously, reuniting of the two stars of where she's a prostitute. I can't remember what the movie's called now. Pretty Woman. There you go, because it has it in big letters at the bottom. Mark. No, he doesn't want to be on camera. Shy Dog. And then we have Runaway Jury. Brilliant film. Big fan of John Cusack. Love the twists and turns in this. Right, and then let's do this a different way. Sorry about all the jerky in camera. So first we have Fatboy Run. Simon Pegg, quite a good movie. Quite funny, and obviously Hank Azaria there as well, playing the villain or the evil character in this. I did really like this. Thought this was very, very funny. And obviously I think I was doing some running around this time so I could sympathise with him. You know, you don't want to hit the wall. Runner, saw this at the movies. Thought this was okay. I think I picked this up for a few quid and rewatched it. It's an alright movie. Again, it's one of those ones you kind of put on and don't really need to think too much. Running Scared, an actually really, really good movie of Paul Walker, and I say that surprisingly. It's a shame, obviously, he did pass. I mean, I don't think his acting in the Fast and Furious is the most amazing, but I actually really did like this movie. I think this is a possible remake from an older movie, but I definitely recommend watching the newer version. Then we have Running with Scissors, a very oddball movie. I didn't or wasn't the biggest fan of it. Then we have Rush, still to watch that yet, obviously about racing car driver. But I will get around to watching it sometime. Just as you say, too many films. And then we have the Rush Hour trilogy. That I know they're talking about making a 4, so Rush Hour 1, gotta love it. Me and my mate love this movie to death. Then 2. I mean, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan did make a very good buddy duo. You don't see too many buddy movie films nowadays. Again, this is another thing I missed. Then we have a bit of Russell Howard, so I do quite like him. Dingle Doodies, yeah. Then we have Right Here, Right Now. So this is the stuff that I have, but then some of the comedian stuff may go. And then a new one that's still sealed that we've not watched, so it just shows you how into him we are. Rumble in Hong Kong, Jackie Chan, can't beat a bit of Jackie Chan. Watched it back in the day. Is this the speedboat, the air hovercraft one? I'm not too sure. RV, Robin Williams, kind of the family-friendly movie. Very silly. It was alright. Not his best, but it's definitely not his worst. Sabotage. Thought this was quite a rubbish movie, in full fairness. Had a lot of actors and potential, but I just think the story lacked in places, and maybe it's just the poor acting as well, just didn't gel for me. But there we go. Then we have Safe. I don't know if I've seen this. Oh, yes, I have. This is with the little girl where she has the combination. I quite like this movie. It's a bit of a surprise, but I did like it. And then we have Safe Haven, Josh Duhamel and Juliette Rowe from, obviously, Rock of Ages and that. Not seen this, so I can't remember it, or I can't remember if I've seen it, so. Then we have Safe House, good old Denzel, doesn't make too much a bad film, and Ryan Reynolds, not a bad coupling. Very interesting dynamic for this one. Sahara, kind of near the end of Matthew McConaughey's kind of chick flick action hero before he kind of took serious films on. I didn't mind it. It's not the greatest. I think it was a bit too long for mine. Then we have Angelina Jolie as Salt, the agent who possibly betrayed her country, or did she? And then finally, Salmon Fishing in the Yemen, which I watched recently and was very disappointed, based on a bit of a book. Very boring and dull. It was alright in my places, but yeah, it just didn't captivate me as I thought it would. And that's it. And there we go. So hopefully you're enjoying this collection series. Obviously this has been running the whole of 2023, and obviously we'll have to go into 2024 because there's so much more. This will be the last video of this year, so obviously next week it's Christmas time. I have a massive set of videos all set up. Presents from people and stuff like this, and goals and my movies of 2023 and so much stuff. So so this video will take a 2-week hiatus and then come back into the new year of it. Hopefully you're all enjoying this series. Please do let me know in the comments below any way I can improve this, if you feel that, you know, maybe I'm not utilising this videos enough. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, do the things you want to do. Hopefully you have a nice Christmas or whatever period you're celebrating, or even if it's just spending it with friends and family. I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. See you in the next one.